Okay, so slightly different problem that we've been doing before. We've just been working with the synthetic division process, and finding factors or quotients and remainders. But now we have a little bit of a spin on the problem. I tell you that x plus 2 is a factor. So if x plus 2 is a factor, that means negative 2 is a 0. So the x plus 2 is a factor. So just a little vocab review. X minus 2 is a 0. I want to solve for k. So there's a couple different ways that I could do this. We're going to use synthetic division just to kind of show how it works. There might be actually an easier way to do this, though, based on understanding our vocabulary. But if I go through the synthetic division process, remember I put in the 0, which is negative 2. I have 3. I don't have a squared term, so I put 0. K is my linear term, minus 8. And I'm going to go ahead and go through this, and I drop the 3. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. I add these guys. Negative 2 times negative 6 is a positive 12. I add these guys. So this piece right here is k plus 12. Okay? So then if I take kind of my side work here is if I take negative 2 and multiply it by k plus 12, I get negative 2k minus 24. Okay? If this guy is a factor, that means this is a 0. So what we know is my remainder is going to equal 0. So I know negative 8 plus a negative 2k minus 24 is equal to 0. And then I combine like terms. Negative 8 and a negative 24, it's a negative 32. Move it to the other side, that's 32. So k is equal to negative 16. Now that's using synthetic division. Now, quite frankly, the problem might say use synthetic division, and that's why you need to be able to work with it. But if it's not saying you must use synthetic division, I know that for this function, if I plug in negative 2, the negative 3x cubed plus kx minus 8 is going to equal 0. So that's what I do. That's supposed to be an x. Okay, let me move this stuff up here real quick. And so then I just go through this process. I know that negative 2 squared is a negative 8. That would be minus 2k minus 8 is equal to 0. Negative 3 and negative 8 is a negative 24. And look what we got right here. We got the same thing. Okay? Order slightly different. Negative 2k minus 32 is equal to 0. And when I balance it out, k is going to equal 16. So two different ways to do that problem, solving for a coefficient using synthetic division, or just understanding that if something's a 0, it's going to equal 0. So that gives us a piece of the information that we need to solve it.